Still only 13 in. And I don't think we've got a commentator for this tier, which is a shame. Yeah, same one. But I think the person who done it last week wanted to race, but only didn't race because the resident commentator. Yeah, the resident commentator wasn't available. But this week he wants to race, obviously, to gain some points. There's 16 in the team. Yeah, 16 in now. So we're looking at 17. We're looking at the magic 18. If no more than 18 go in, then we both will be racing. 18's the magic number. Please don't go higher than that. Yep, it certainly is, mate. And I haven't had any confirmation. As he said, he'll tell me after the briefing. I haven't had any invites either yet. They usually like to do the invites first. 18. We've got 18 listeners now. $19. Bugger.
Welcome all to race 15 here in USA for Tier 1. Awesome to be here. Looking forward to a wonderful race again. Just want to go through some few things just quickly, get it over and done with so we can get started as soon as possible. During races, can you make sure you're please always using the Tier 1 chat at all times? We don't want people using the general chat, so whenever you're typing during today's race, please use the Tier 1 chat at all times. Race check-in will happen in a few seconds. Again, I say this every week.
Pairing.
You can rate already next week, just do race check-in.
Connected.
It's really annoying and hard to chase you all up to do race check-ins. If you know you're going to race, just please do it as soon as possible. Season 3 is coming thick and fast as well, so make sure when you're driving here today, for example, you're showing us what you've got, you're driving your hardest, make sure you're driving clean at all times when you're driving with ARG, and everything will run smoothly. On the Season 3 note, we are looking for a few Discord admins, so if you're interested in being one of our admins, lobby admins or Discord admins, please get in touch with me after the race. We can sort that out. Let's make sure we're finishing this season on a high. Like I said, we've had an awesome season so far, 15 races, 4 to go, so let's make it a good end to the season, and let's finish on a high with some clean racing. And the reserves that are here today, show us what you've got, and there's potential full-time positions that will open up, so make sure you're showing us the pace and how clean you are today. Steward submissions, thank you to everyone that's doing it properly. We can't fix necessarily dirty driving and seeing drivers being dirty unless you guys are reporting stuff, so if something happens out on track, make sure you're reporting it to the stewards at all times, and it'll make things cleaner around your races. Commentating, I'm just trying to figure out if I'm going to find someone. I'm going to do it myself. I'll figure it out, and if there's not, I won't post a link, but if there is, I'll post it in the general chat. If there is, feel free to watch along during the race, listen along. It'd be greatly appreciated. Invites have gone out. I'll leave it for a few seconds. I'll just try to sort it out at full grid. Please stay in here and I'll let you know when you can ready up.
Well, invites gone out. I haven't received one. You never know. There's 20 listening at the moment. And that's of course with me as well. Looks like Jason's going to be commentating, not racing. So that leaves 19. So you might be in. Fingers crossed. Certainly is, mate. "19 listening now. 5 minutes ago, 18. Back to 19. No, I haven't received anything yet. Well, of course, if he's sorting out his stream as well, plus trying to invite everyone, he's a busy boy today. Plus trying to get a full grid up. Yeah?
Alright guys, please join as soon as possible. We want to get started as soon as possible. We won't have gone out, so please join as soon as you can.
Just when a few people have to restart, okay? Got to be the longest 5 minutes ever. There you go, 11 o'clock, so we might be starting now. He hasn't said anything over the briefing about readying up.
Everyone, I have sent out new invites to a new lobby, so please join as soon as possible.
Sorry? Yeah? Nice. Yeah. Ah. Tidy. Nice. Yep, definitely. Definitely. If you need any help, you know where I am. Wow, really? Nice. Oh yeah, definitely. Yep. Whilst the rig which I'm going to build isn't going to be cheap. Oh yeah. I'm looking about easily £200 to £300. Yep. And that's without the paint. I haven't, no. I've been seeing some people posting clips and screenshots on the forums where they got the bit where they're doing the beta testing, but I haven't seen any adverts for it yet. Is it? Nice. Nice. Cool. I noticed on a couple of clips it's so easy to damage the front wing now. Just one little tiny tap and that's it. But I suppose that's how it should be. Because one little tiny tap, you're not going to... Yeah. And rear wings actually get damaged as well now, which is a good thing. Not if you get slammed from behind from some dive bombers, it's not though. Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, they usually send it to me about 1:45, but of course he doesn't know who's actually coming online and who's not, because he's been more engrossed on trying to find the commentator for tonight. And bearing in mind it is 8 o'clock in the morning for them. No. Yes, got the invite. Got an invite. Let's see how many spaces we've got. (20 of 22). And we have a few. We've got Ferrari, McLaren, Alfa Romeo and Haas, one of each. That's what I'm going to ask now. I put cheers bud, who to go with, and is there room for one more? Giovanni. Grosjean. No, Giovanni's not there. Leclerc. Norris. Raikkonen. Oh. Grosjean. Raikkonen.
So we're just going to ready up, and if someone else joins, they can join in late. So just feel free to ready up. Good luck. The stream will be streamed on the Twitch channel. I'll stream the race commentary, so if you want to watch along.
Right, now I'm Giovanni.
Sure. Good luck.
Giovanni. Yep. That's me. Right, we have Ferrari and McLaren left. Right, session starts. Right, let's get you in. Let's get you in, quick, quick, quick. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Come on. Sent. Get in quick, mate. You in? Cool. Thank God for that. Cool, that was a rush. Right. No, we haven't got you in. Don't know if you should be able to get in once it started, but your name's not on the list yet. There's McLaren and Ferrari available. Yep. Sent. You in? Oh, apparently we have got 20 in.
Yeah.
Oh, shame. Sorry about that, guys.
Marcus is racing.
Yeah, Marcus is racing. Same as Jonathan Cox. I think you know him.
Yeah.
Super Steve.
Oh,
Chuckle Brothers.
Yeah, it's Chuckle Brothers. Mrs. saying hi. Oh, sorry about that, guys.
no, it is.
They literally joined right at the last second, obviously. Oh, well. Yeah, of course. Right, so who am I with? Don't know, it's a red one. Giovinazzi, that's Alfa Romeo, isn't it? Yeah?
I'm a woman. I have boobs. I have
Right. Oh. That's not started.
She might be yours.
All complete. Mechanics, please stand clear. We're ready to go.
Ah.
We have 2 laps of fuel remaining.
Engineer, quiet.
Copy. Understood. Stopping this lap.
Yeah, I'm in the pits. Oh no, that's fine, that's fine. Come on, mate, what were you going to say? Yeah, can do if you want. Yeah, no worries. No worries. I know, isn't it? Yep. Cheers, buddy. Yep, see you Tuesday. Have a good weekend.
Bye.
Ta-da. Ta-da.
Now, entering the pits. Oh, no. Sorry, yeah, that was entering the pits. Well, so 6 minutes after the qualifying session, let's see what these guys can bring.
Bluetooth mode. Pairing.
There.
Connected.
Yeah, just a few drivers into the pits now, and we'll see them come out shortly after for another flying lap towards the end of the session. Dean Fallon in another flying lap 2/10 faster, so that's showing his real pace. And it looks like he's might even be on old tyres. I'm not sure why he would have wasted a new set of tyres. Maybe going for the medium strategy. We saw it work the medium strategy very well from PSR Legends in Tier 2 yesterday. So if it works here for some of these drivers, they're going to take it because the one-stop strategy is going to be obviously better than two-stop strategy, but of course this turn one can always be chaotic, so we're hoping for a clean turn one out of this one, a clean getaway from the lads. A 130.3 extends Dean Fallon's lead by just over a tenth and a half. Ferrari coming across the line now of Jonathan Coxon goes top of the timing charts with a 130.3 as well, only a couple of thousandths faster than Dean Fallon, so we were waiting for that lap time to come in, and when it did, it showed us he has the pace for this track. So well done to Jonathan Cox on that lap, and we've had a spin, I believe it is, of Dean Fallon, or just stopping for the guys to pass. This eventful qualifying session, a lot of guys invalidating their lap times, so a few drivers haven't even completed a lap yet. Both Haas still yet to complete a lap, both Williams now entering the pits. So only a few cars out on track at the moment, but 4 minutes 30 left of the session. They'll look to come out a little bit later and go out for one more flying lap for a lot of these guys to make sure they're making it out of Q1. The Haas of now RC7 is on the start of his flying lap, so we'll follow on board with him as he enters turn one here for the start of I think it might even be his second or third flying lap after a few stuff-ups in his lap times coming into turns 3, 4, 5, high speed, pretty much flat out the throttle in these turns, minimal braking, 7th gear turns, coming into turn 6, medium speed corner, into 5th gear, upshift on the way out into 6, 7 and 8, again medium speed corners, coming out to 10, all the way flat out through 11, slow speed corner, like I said, coming into turn 12, heavy braking zone, and now we move into turn 12, heading towards turn 12 now on this DRS zone. Again, you just want to make sure you have your, during the race, you have your DRS open. Probably have your overtake on as well to defend the position if you don't have DRS. It's a tricky part of the track to get overtaken on and defend it back. So that's the part of the track you'll see the most overtakes happening during the race, and we will see that coming very shortly in the race as well. RC7 looking like he's putting a good lap time together, coming to turn 18 now, the long right-hand corner, flat out in the Formula 1 cars, which is incredible to see, like I said. Coming to the second last turn now of the track, again, downhill crossing the apex, get a lot of curve on the outside and immediate braking, so it's very important since the last one of the track, you don't want to mess it up or invalidate. It's easy to do on this track like we saw in Tier 2 yesterday with a lot of penalties. Gets a good run out of the final turn and goes across the line with a 133.3, so that won't be enough to get him out of Q1, but he'll go again for another flying lap in this one. Teammate Cracker will look to improve his lap time as well. Hasn't completed one yet at the start of this session. So let's see what he can produce in Sector 2 here. A few drivers starting to head out of the pits now to improve on their lap times. The 2 Red Bulls, and Power Grim Reaper and Loaded Storm as well, starting their flying laps. Of Power Grim Reaper, Loaded Storm being the first of the Red Bulls out on track to complete their first flying lap. So let's see what he can produce out of this one. Going into turn 1 now. A few drivers out starting to come out on track now. I don't think anyone else will, because they probably won't make it out of the track. The racing point, I believe it is of Guapo. I don't know why Dean Fallon would come out again. Can't see, doesn't yet go up at his so he should be safe, but we'll see what happens. A few drivers at the end of their flying laps now, RC7 and Quacker Oats, finishing probably in lap. Quacker Oats looks like he's going on a flying lap, looks like he stuffed up a little bit there, but he'll go back onto this turn 1, seeing where this lap time will put him. It looks a little bit slow, so he'll look to go again and improve on that lap time. So it's a 1:37.4, so everyone's completed a lap time now, so let's see what will happen now at the end of this session. If they can improve on this lap time. So this will be everyone's final lap now. The Quacker Oats' final lap now as he comes across the line. The Alfa Romeo now of Capitan coming across the line. So a few flying laps starting to come through now. Humble Hippo coming to the end of the sector now. And these two Red Bulls who started their flying laps previously now coming towards the end of their lap. Loaded Storm on the in sector 3 now for his I think it is his 3rd or 4th flying lap of the session, so he'll look to improve his time coming to 20 now, final turn of the track, look to get a good exit all the way out to the other side of the track, looking not to invalidate, goes across the line with a 1:32.7, so he'll need to improve on that one on this lap if he wants any chance of getting out of Q1. Power Green Reaper entered the pits, so he's invalidated and won't be able to complete another lap. The Racing Point of Guapo coming to the end of an out lap now. He'll look to go again. Dean Phelan, not sure why he had to come out again on another out lap. So he's obviously going to go for another lap just to he's not cooling down at all. A few drivers coming to the laps now. I think that is Bosco, and at the end of the track starting at another out lap, so he'll look to improve on his time and go through to Q2, the reserve driver Bosco Hand. So let's see what these guys can bring. The Alfa Romeo of Capitan of RR3 Chartman coming to the end of a lap now, goes 400 slower, so he'll look to improve on this lap time again. I'm not sure if he got to the line in time. I think he might have just got to the line in time to go for another lap. The two Williams of Ramy J and Super C. Ramy J has invalidated Super C coming across the line for an out lap, so he won't get to the line in time. For Romeo of Capitan coming to the end of an invalidated lap time, so he won't improve on his time. Humble Hippo coming across the line now and goes 1/10 faster, goes into the top 15, so hopefully no one below him can improve on their lap time. Bosco Hand goes 900 faster, so he'll need to improve a lot more to go through to Q2 here, as he's only about 5/10 out of Q2 now. Red Bull goes across line, stays 16th and 17th fastest. The Red Bulls aren't going to be happy with that performance out of Q1 for both of them. A Guapo and an out flying lap as well coming to the end of it now. That won't change up really the bottom that we're waiting for. He'll enter the pits, so it really doesn't matter, or he would hit the pit wall, so he'd have to go again. The Mercedes of Bosco coming to the end of the lap now, so this is what will change things as we watch along with him. In P18 now, previously a 1:32.6, goes really wide there and goes across the line with a 1:32.5, so that won't improve. He'll stay 18th fastest. The Haas coming across the line now of Quacker Oat goes 10th fastest. I didn't even see him jump that fast, so amazing performance there at the end of qualifying for Quacker Oat. Alfa Romeo coming across the line now of RR3 Chartman, and he'll stay 19th fastest. The Racing Point, I believe it is on Dean Fallon, might have hit the wall in the pit lane as he stopped. The two Williams coming to the end of in laps now, and they'll enter the pits. So most people entering the pits now as the qualifying session is over, and that will be the end of qualifying 1. An eventful qualifying. A lot of different guys coming out on different times, so it was hard to gauge whether people were going to do in-laps and out-laps at different stages. So eventful qualifying. Jonathan Cox stops the time in charts with a 1:30.3. Dean Fallon close behind with a 1:33 as well, and V Robbie with a 1:30.5. We'll be back shortly for qualifying 2 here in USA. Tier 1 action coming live from AIG Racing. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back shortly for Tier 1 AIG Racing very shortly.
back here, ladies and gentlemen, for Tier 1 action, USA Grand Prix in qualifying 2. These drivers are going to look to get out on these brand new tyres, so they start the Grand Prix on these brand new set of tyres. So let's see what these guys can come out of this race, come out of this qualifying session, seeing and gauge what they're going to get out of the race as well on the tyres they come out on. The medium strategy looked pretty competitive in Tier 2 yesterday, so see, most of these guys choose to go on softs for the first one. Most guys will normally choose to go on medium for the first one, but softs looks like it was pretty popular yesterday in Tier 2. Most of the guys I've seen start coming out on medium tyres, so let's see what's happening here as these guys come out on track for the first time in Q2. Most of them have, so the difference that was most of the soft, so pretty even now. Got a little bit more medium tyre coming out from these guys. Let's see what they can bring. Rami J, the first one out on a 4 laps, so let's go on board. Guapo. Dean Phelan, sorry. First one on a out lap, so let's follow on board with him and see what he can get out of this one. Let's follow on board with him on his out lap. And we'll follow on board with him on his final lap as well. So let's see what he can bring. I'll go through the standings once again for the people who've just joined us. So we have V. Robbie on 136.5, Jonathan Cox with 78, Short Marcus on 71, Aguapo on 66, and Rezdama on 59, so that's the top 5. In 6th, Mad Nathan 57, Minus Mal on 37, Capitano on 36, RC7 on 33.5, and Humble Hippo on 32. So that wraps out the top 10. So some competitive times coming in from these guys in Q1. So let's see how the standings will be shaken up after this race. V. Robbie in quite a lead, I think. If he does, I can't do math properly, but if Jonathan Cox doesn't perform to his best ability today, it'll be V. Robbie's championship to lose, basically. So I think he might have already been close to already having it. So if potentially, I think if V. Robbie wins today, Jonathan Cox doesn't get any points, I think he might even be all over, to be honest. So let's see what happens in this one. I'll have to work it out in the break once we go from Q2 to Q3, and I'll work it out when we get back. But Dean Phelan on his flying lap now, so let's see, coming into the turn 11 heavy braking zone, so let's see what he can produce out of this one. Hi Jonathan Cox, hi mate. Good luck for the session. You probably need a win today to keep the championship hopes alive, so let's see what happens in this one. It's going to be an interesting race. Yeah, very interesting. Vicky, how are you mate? Welcome back. Yeah, like I said, it's going to be an interesting race from these guys. Some competitive lap times coming up from Q1, and Dean Phelan's on the grass. He won't be happy with that. He'll have to go for another one there. The Williams of Rami J was in front of him, and that would have slowed him down anyway. So let's see, Jonathan going to win, you reckon? Fingers crossed, so we have an interesting championship battle. Rami J coming across the line now for the first qualifying time set in Q2 with a 1:32.8. So on the medium tyres, it's a pretty competitive lap time for Rami. He'll look to want to go faster, and the fast of RC7, I believe, no, Quattro. Just slowing down on the span out. So he'll look to improve on that lap time. A few drivers starting to come across the line now. Rami J going across the line with the 1:32.8, Short Marcus with a 1:32.3, and Super C with a 1:34.1. So a lot of these drivers looking to improve on that lap time. As Beck 9000 is coming across the line now, it's going top of the chart at 1:32.1. Good lap time for him. Mercedes of V. Robbie now, our championship leader, coming at the end of his lap, so he'll start flying up shortly. It's interesting also, why do you give me such bad T8 Robbie starting his flying lap now as SpongeBob goes top of the time charge on 132.0 on the softs. So if he's on the softs, he'll look to just nurse those tyres back into the pits, make sure they're as near as possible for the race. But the ammo coming to the end of a flying lap now, coming to all the edge of the track with a 132.4 for him. Good start, hopefully look to go faster on his second flying lap. Short Marcus going to, I think he's probably just going on in lap, where we kind of always work together anyway. Maybe next season, the Alfa Romeo now of Capitone going to an end of a lap. It looks like it's a little bit slower than the other guys. So let's see where this is. 7th after the 133.5 for him. The other Williams entering the pits now. Of Ramito, Superstetto plus into the pits. Ferrari Jonathan Cox on the end of his outlap now, so he's starting to flying lap. Now that'll come in shortly. B Robbie coming to the end of a flying lap now as well. Midas Mella coming to the end of an outlap. And the guys behind B Robbie as well starting on outlap and flying lap. We'll follow on board with B Robbie at the end of his lap. Let's see, it is competitive. Can you please give a good choice of both dollars in racing? I'll try my best. Let's see, coming across the line now, looks like a very good lap time for B Robbie. Goes fast as well, 131.6. So faster even than it's SpongeBob on the soft. So he'll look to nurse those tyres all the way back home now and not go out again on them. So it's a good start for the race. So B Robbie looking like he's been competitive now. As the Haas crosses the line back over 132.8. Humble Kipper, I think it is, in turn 18, just stopping, getting out of the way of their drivers coming to the end of outlaps and flying there. As one of them being Dean Phelan, I'm pretty sure it is, coming to the end of an outlap, so he'll start his flop shortly. Humble Kipper starting a flying lap as well. I know he'll be entering the pits as well after a 132.9 Humble Kipper there. Dean Phelan to the end. Start of flying lap now, start of sector 1, mid-sector 1. His teammate just ahead of him with soft tyres on an outlap, so he'll look to go faster than a lot of these guys on those softs. So yellow flag, 3 from the 2 Ferraris, Midas and Jonathan Cox. Jonathan won't like that hooked on a flying lap, and he hasn't validated on those medium tyres. It'll be on one lap older medium, so let's see how that will change things at the end of this session. Teammate Midas still yet to complete a lap as well, so he'll have to go just on the softs here as he can. He goes 131.2, the fastest of Q2 so far. Crane Dog can't wait for the start. Will be exciting. Will be dirty, I reckon. Most of these drivers now on the medium, so Midas and Black are the only guys out on softs. It's SpongeBob, his lap time, he's on the softs, but he's now out on the mediums. Obama, now that I've said it, he's on the softs. So he'll look to go faster on the softs as well. But medium tyre being the one of choice, Bex 9000 now choosing to go on the softs as well. So not sure if these guys are going to complete their laps on the soft or just go out, because I think people like Beck will be safe from the drop zone with a second turns to spare. So let's see these guys crossing the line now. Humble Kipper coming across the line, coming to the pits. Why is that? I thought there was only one phone. Why is there someone orange on the track? I'm so confused. Oh, it's Mad Name. I've never seen him go to the second. 131.6, good lap time from him. The medium tyres. It's the same similar lap time to B Robbie, so that's very competitive lap times there. So 3 drivers yet to complete a lap. Guapa being one of them. Will follow on board with him. Dean Phelan yet to complete a lap as well. So he hasn't completed a lap even into the pits after going out. You mean tier 2? No, I meant tier 1 as well. It'll be dirty as well. But yeah, just wait for it. We'll see. It'll be similar to tier 2, I reckon, because it's so wide that there shouldn't be at the start, but once people start braking early and stuff, they're crashing into the pattern and it's going to cause damage. It always does the way you become a commentator in USA. It always causes damage into it. But Tier 2 yesterday was pretty bad. But let's see what these guys can bring to us at the end of this session. Hopefully an interesting end to this session for the drop zone there. There's 3 guys who get to still complete a lap. Guapo and his blind lap now. Deep Field is starting to come out now on the soft tyres, so he'll look to get faster on those soft tyres. As well as Jonathan Cox in the pit, so he'll look to go out as soon as possible and get a lap done in case he doesn't validate. Quacker now on another flying lap. Guapo entering the pit, so he validated again, so he'll have to go for another lap. And the softs just looking like they're just a little bit too fast for a lot of them, as they are invalidating on his softs. It's Bunklow coming across the line lap with his flying lap. The Alfa Romeo of Capitan is coming across the line, coming to the pit now, sorry. Dean feeling an out lap now, so he'll look to capitalise on the soft tyres there and go fastest on those soft tyres if he can. He did show us pace that he had in Q1, very pace there. Yeah, it was a good performance from him in Q1, as well as Jonathan Cox, so he'll look to get out. There, Guapo, we know the pace he does have. So I think these 3 guys are going to change up the standings a lot, pushing those guys down a little bit further in the standings. So let's see who's going to be dropped out of Q2 here. And again, top 10 go through the top 10 shootout, and tyre that they do qualify their fastest lap on is going to be the one that starts the Grand Prix on. So they're going to look to nurse these tyres as much as possible on the in lap to make sure that they're starting on the most fresh tyres they possibly can. Yellow flag in sector 2, that's already been dealt with. Alright, so we'll follow on board with Deep Fielder now on his flying lap, so let's see what he can bring to his second flying lap, sorry, in Q2 here. So let's see, coming to turn 20 now, all the way to the end of the track, starting his flying lap now. Welcome on into the stream, everyone. If you can, please chuck the channel a follow, it would be greatly appreciated. As we watch Deep Fielder on his flying lap now for the second time in Q2. Showed us the pace that he had in Q1, so let's see if he can bring that same thing into Q2. Coming through the S's now of turns 4, 5, 6 and 7. Good flow through turns 5, 6 and 7. Took again a lot of time, just 30 minutes there. Coming into turns 8 and 9 through medium speed quarters, making sure to use all the parts of the track and using the apex as much as possible to cut down on the time. Flat out through 10, coming into 11. Another heavy braking zone where in the race you can line up for an overtake, like I said before, and then the run down to turn 12. We'd love to see the overtakes coming here during the race. The DRS open during the race, as we see on Deep Fielder here, opening up DRS there, coming to the middle end of sector 2, sorry. Heavy braking into turn 12, good opportunity for overtaking the race, like I said, but heading into sector 3 now, like I said, slowest part of the track, easy to lock up a wheel or go wide, like I said to you in the pre-show. It's easy to lock up a wheel or go wide in this part of the track. Coming into turn 18 now, very long corner, flat out for these cars, which is 15, so I'm going all the way flat out, coming to second and last, second final turn here. Down to across the apex, so you get a lot of the curve on the outside, and immediately braking here into turn 20, all the way out wide to the track, getting the good exit out of that turn with a 130.1. That's a very impressive lap time. Again, a 130.1.2 competitive behind us as well. I think that was from before, but still a competitive lap time from him. Jonathan Cox on a flying lap out on the soft side, so let's see if he can go faster. I don't think he went careful in the first sector. A lot of the cars now on the track, so let's see what these guys can bring to us here. The step on for Williams there. He's validated Capitan out lap as well. Renault short Marcus now coming to the end of an out lap. So all the guys now starting to come out of an out lap and then start to line up very shortly, so let's see what they can bring to us. A lot of these guys going out on track now, so they're going to miss out on getting a flying lap in this session. So a few of them crossing the line now. Jonathan Cox starting to get forward in the pit lap now, so you can see where this lap is looking more one just under 1.1 seconds in sector 2. So let's see go across the line fast of all of the top guys. End of the lap now, all the way out wide as far as possible. Yellow flag in Q3 goes second fast in 1:33.2. Deep Fielder's there with Q3, sorry, but whether the tyres are going to last longest on Grand Prix, that's definitely not, because the mediums are going to last longer on the race start. We're coming across the line now, goes third fastest with a 1:31.0. That's an amazing lap for him. He'll be very, very happy with that. AlphaTauri now, Beck coming to the end of an invalidated outlap, so he'll start a fly lap now. The Heart of Paco coming across the line now with an outlap. Midas Mella coming to the end of a outlap now, so he'll look to go faster on these soft set of tyres. Probably the same one, with a most new one, especially because he's pretty safe for the drop zone, almost, yes, 1.2 seconds is unsafe. One of the racing points into the pits with Deep Fuel, so he is safe from there. Guapo coming to the line now, finishing his lap, going a bit fastest on those soft tyres. A lot of drivers now on those soft tyres. B-Robbie looking like he might even drop out of Q1 if some of these drivers can improve on their lap time. Short Marker's probably one of those that will be able to improve on their lap time, as well as Beck, looking competitive in the last few races. Super Steve out in the lap there, will look to improve on his lap time this session. A yellow flag in sector 2. Jonathan Cox is hoping that B-Robbie can drop out. Someone does go faster, so B-Robbie drops down to P9, sorry. Rezema goes third faster, an amazing lap from him. He did show us the pace last week as well, with an amazing lap from him last week in qualifying, an amazing finish to the race as well. Super Steve enters the pits, that's another person entering the pits for B-Robbie. So B-Robbie has just narrowly escaped an exit in Q2, sorry. Narrowly escaped because Paco did retire from the session, but very, very lucky from him. That would have been a competitive race if B-Robbie did start lower in the order, but Beck goes fast, so he's made it Q3. But out of the qualifying is Capitan, it's SpongeBob, Cracker, Remy J and Super Steve out in Q2. Q3 going to be interesting. Dean Field and Jonathan Cox, Midas Mella, Rezema, Hamburg, Guapo, Short Markers, Beck 9000, Nathan and B-Robbie in Q3, looking to provide their best lap times for us. Hopefully we can get some lap times under 130. We've seen 130.1s in Q2, and see if we can get under 130 in Q1. That would be amazing to see. So let's see what these guys can produce. Q3 coming to you very shortly. Make sure you don't go in here. See you. Welcome back to ARG Racing Tier 1 action here in USA. Going to be a good end to qualifying here, as we've seen a fair few drivers come through that we normally see. So it's a pretty good end to qualifying, as we've seen both racing points, both McLarens, both Ferraris, both AlphaTauris, a Renault and a Mercedes. So a good end to qualifying here, and I have done maths in the break, and if V-Robbie does win this race and Jonathan Cox doesn't receive any points, or Guapo doesn't do very well, so it's banking on a lot of drivers struggling a little bit. Short Marcus doesn't do very well. It's banking on a lot of things happening. V Robbie is definitely capable of winning the championship today. If he gets all the points on offer today, and those few guys at the top of the standings struggle in today's race, he's able to win the championship. So he's currently 58.5 points ahead, and including this race, there's 4 races to go. So if he does win, it's going to help him. It's going to assist him a lot in the Drivers' Championship. As well as in the constructor standings, Mercedes now currently sitting in P2 on 217 points, 22 points behind Renault in first. So Short Marcus will look to work for the Renault boys today and get some good lap times in for the boys today, as we see the guys out on their first flight laps in Q3. Dean Phelan, first one out on track, followed by Rick Robbie. So let's see what these guys can produce. Get your pole predictions in the chat, and I'm going to have to definitely go with Jonathan Cox for this one. I want him to get the pole. Yeah, let's see what these guys can produce. I'm going to say Jonathan Cox. Get your predictions in the comments below, and I'll read them out. I'm going to go sleep, done with incident reports. Good luck, Should. Good luck, Humble. Grand Dog says, let's go Hippo. He did provide a good lap time for Q2, actually. P3 for him, so good qualifying for him. The AlphaTauri, the first on a lap now, so let's see what he can do. Beck 9000, the first one on a lap, so he'll go. He'll be the first one to finish flying up and set the benchmark for Q3. And not sure what happened there. Spin for Res Liamo. Yes, it is a spin for Res Liamo. Dean Phelan has entered the pits. Not sure why. Not sure what happened there. Maybe invalidated. So not sure what happened there. But the flying laps are starting to come through now. As they start their flying laps now. Everyone out on track apart from Dean Phelan just entering the pits. But it does look, if someone can confirm with me, what the rain or weather's going to be like in the race. Because it looks a little bit rainy. Robbie needs to outscore Jonathan by 17 points, if I'm not wrong. I think it's something like 17 points, I think. Something like that. 17 or 20 or something like that. Because 3 wins is 75 points. So, yeah, but we're going to see some lap time starting to come through now. Beck 9000 coming towards the end of an outline lap now, so let's see what he can bring us at the end of this session, coming into the end of sector 3 now, into turns 18 and 19 and 20. Let's take a telemetry on so we can see their lap data. Let's see what they can do. Beck goes 130.4. It's an amazing lap from him. V Robbie comes across the line now with an invalidated lap time, so his won't count. Jonathan Cox coming to the middle of set. Midas Mallow coming to the end of his lap with a 130.9. The Renault of Short Marcus coming across the line now goes third fast with a 31.2. McLaren of Humble Hippo entering the pit. Mad Nathan entering the pits after invalidated lap. His teammate Humble Hippo next across the line, coming into turn 19 now. So let's see what he can produce in this qualifying session. Did an amazing Q2 coming into turn 20 now. Let's see if he can maximise his efforts out of Q3. Let's see where this will put him. Puts him P4 with a 131.5. So. Looks like the medium tyres are suiting him a little better. My math sucks, it's 20 points, yeah, something like that. Both Renaults now on track, let's see what they can produce. AlphaTauri coming across behind him, Red Liamo now as well, with a 130.8, good lap time from him. Both AlphaTauris 1-2, so that'll be good to see that. Both AlphaTauris back after they had an amazing start with Granty Boy in the AlphaTauri, and then we did lose Granty Boy. Was a competitive driver. Jonathan Cox goes second class of over 130.6. So not sure if we will see his lap times going underneath 130s. Because it looks like the weather's starting to go a bit worse as the session goes along. So let's see what happens in this session as it progresses. Still set to complete a lap of Marco and Dean Phelan starting their flying laps both after each other now. Dean Phelan getting a little bit of a Zaguapa getting a bit of a toe, from Dean Phelan on the straights. That's going to assist him. The Renault coming across the line for another flying lap now. Short Marcus goes 3/10 faster into P4 with a 1:30.9. McLaren of Hamakipo now, I think, just on a all-down lap. The AlphaTauri of Reziame just on a all-down lap as well. Was trying to let Aguapo through on the outlap and just kept stopping. Fair enough. We're probably entering the pits now, so a few lap times starting to finish now as people entering the pits. He's drunk, yeah, so nothing's changed. Reziame probably to the pits now after a cool down lap. Pit lane very hard to get into. We did see that a few times last night. A few drivers reckon they can't win from the pit lane. We'll follow on with Dean Phelan, the first racing point to come across the line. I think Mad Nathan's on an outlap, yep, so we don't have to follow on board with him. Dean Phelan coming to turn 18 now. This long right-hander flat out to turn 18 all the way around. Coming to 19 and 20, two left-handers. Let's see what they can do in the final half of this lap. Looks like a competitive lap. Looks like it'll be up there. Let's see. Coming across the line, Dean Phelan goes fastest with a 1:30.2. Great lap from Dean Phelan. And Guapo goes P5 to 1:30.8 on his 2-lap-old softs. So he'll might be able to get faster on newer softs. Sounds like someone's sleeping. Me, yeah, I'm wrecked. Bloody, what's the time here? It's 9 o'clock in the morning, but I did go to bed late, so yeah, you made me yawn now. Mad Nathan's invalidating his flying lap, so he'll have to go out again. 4 minutes 30 of the session. I don't know if he will be able to get out again, so he'll have to pit now if he wants to get out again. The AlphaTauri now of Rizliamo. No, Beck on another flying lap. Out lap, sorry. The two racing points are still out, so they'll probably have to go again on these tyres because they won't be able to get... Oh, actually, they probably will be able to get back to the pits and back out. So going into Q3, you probably have, if you had a good 2 sessions before that, you probably have 2 sets of soft tyres, one each for 2 flying laps in the session. If you had to use 3, probably use the older set first and then the newer set towards the end of qualifying. It's 4:30, I'm staying up watching AIG. We love that energy. If you use 3 sets of tyres in qualifying 1 and 2, you'll have 1 new set obviously given to you in Q3, so you'll probably use that one in the end of qualifying. So hopefully we see those newer set of tyres come into play towards the end of qualifying. See some faster laps and some competitive grid starts. So let's see what's going on here as these guys start to get out on their new softs, hopefully, and faster lap times. So let's see what they can produce. Hopefully Jonathan Cox with pole. Hopefully some competitive lap times under 1:30s from him. I think the only driver that looks like might be able to crack that at the moment would be Dean Phelan. It depends on if they've gone softer than 4 softs. Beck 9000 now on a flying lap. He's showed us the good pace that he had when he first joined us. I believe it was in Hungary when he first us. A purple sector, so let's see if he can improve on that lap time. Like I said, hopefully, maybe even going under 1:30. I didn't see how many tenths he was faster. Quick look on the stream, no, he missed it. He's coming around turn 18 now. If he goes flat out, you're going to catch up some time in your competitors. So let's see what these guys can do at the end of this qualifying session. Welcome on into the stream, everyone. Like I said, if you're new here, make sure to chuck us a follow. It would be greatly appreciated. Watching on board Beck 9000 right at the moment. Let's see what this will put him on 1:30.1. Puts him provisional pole there from Dean Phelan by about 1/10 of a second, just under 1/10 of a second. Great lap from Beck 9000 there. He will be able to get around again as well and go for another fine lap. So that's a great performance from Beck 9000 there. There's a few drivers now starting to come out on their flying laps. So B Robbie in the pits. Calling out of his garage now. He'll have to probably push pretty hard to get around the track now. Tyres being red hot when he does get around there, so that'll lose him a little bit of time. Dean Phelan now on a flying up, as well as Aguapo just exiting the pits now. Pretty sure it is. Yep. Beck is flying. Becky is doing very well. The only driver that looks like going to be able to compete against him. Dean Phelan, maybe Jonathan Cox coming in if he does get a better lap time. So let's see what these guys can bring. Mad Nathan Avirov is still yet to complete a lap. Mad Nathan. Has the pace, so let's see what these guys can do. As a Renault Short Marcus, the first one in the train to complete a lap, so let's follow on board with him on his flying lap. So let's see, coming across the line now on the start of his flying lap on the uphill of turn 1. Short Marcus did leave us sadly during the season. Kibby did say he'd be pretty competitive in the driver's standings as well. JK Johnson going to do a 129. Nathan going to go forward with a 129. Alright, I'm listening. Yeah, sure, if he didn't leave, he probably would be competitive in the driver's standings. And he did miss, I think it was 2 or 3 races, but that 2 or 3 races was the chance that when a few drivers that don't normally score points did drop out of the points. So, yeah, he'll look to capitalise on today's race, showing some good pace in Q1 and Q2. Let's see the sector times that come through from him. As he comes to the turn 12 DRS zone here. The sector 2 time should be coming to us shortly, so let's see what the sector time is from Short Marcus. Come on, show the sector time. Now we're getting a sector time now of a tenth faster, so he looks like he might go faster than a few drivers in front of him if you can get it nailed the last sector, the slowest part of the track, like I say, compared to the other sectors. Flat out through 18 would have been mad. Imagine tier 2 with Marcus and Boldy still racing. Yeah, it would have been very competitive, yeah. Bold Boy still failed to come again. Going really wide Short Marcus. That stuffed up his lap time and he won't be able to complete another lap now. He'll be very angry that he was up. Rez Lambo now coming to the end of his lap. Looks like a pretty decent lap. Let's see what this will put him. Goes faster with a 130.4 into P3 with the purple final sector. Amazing lap. Welcome back to the USA Grand Prix here for Tier 1 action at ARG Racing. It's going to be an interesting race with Dean Phelan there on pole in the final few seconds of qualifying with a 129.5 with an amazing lap. Mad Nathan not far behind with a 129.8, so 129.9, sorry, as Vicky did call it. So an amazing lap time from him. Jonathan Cox in P3. Amazing race going to come to you very shortly with some different strategies like we saw in Q2 going to come very shortly, and this turn one probably going to be chaotic, but we'll have to follow this race to see what is going to happen. Formation lap for the lads now. Nathan going to go to first turn one. Alright, I'll watch it. Let's see what will happen. Let's see. Coming into turn one of the formation lap, we'll go through the lineup. So we have Dean Phelan in P1, Mad Nathan P2, Jonathan Cox in P3, Beck 9000 in P4, Midas Metline in P5, Rez M in P6, Aguapo in P7, Short Market in P8, Humble Hippo in P9, and Vera will be topping out the P10, Capitano and It's SpongeBob in P11 and P12, 13th Quackro, Rami J in 14th, Super Steve, the reserve driver, in P15. Both Red Bulls of Power and Lotus Soil in P16 and 17. Bosco and Mercedes in P18. R3 Chartman in P19 and a Haas of RC7 in P20. Look to capitalise on these lap times that they did produce in Q3. These guys are, and a good race coming to you very shortly here from ARG. Predicted pit stop strategy is soft to hard will be the one stop, soft, medium will be the two stop, medium to softs we did see from PSI Legends yesterday go really well. So let's see the tyre choices from the lads here. Tyre, so top 10 all on softs apart from Mad Nathan. So I'd say Mad Nathan's probably got the upper hand here, although third normally on this track does get normally a very good start. So if Jonathan Cox can get past the top two in turn one, it'll help him a lot. We did see Just Jordan last night in P3 get an amazing start from P3 as well as in the 2019 race here in real life F1. We did see P3 get away well as well. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what these guys can produce. But we just want a clean turn one. We want a clean race. Hopefully everyone can finish the race, but we know it's probably not going to happen. We know turn one here in USA is chaotic, but we're going to have to wait and see. So let's see. Dean Phelan's tyres are going to be very, very, very cold coming to the end of his formation lap, as looks like Guapo in P7 holding up the rest of the pack from them. Your prediction going to be wrong, you reckon? I reckon Mad Nathan's going to win this one, to be honest, on the mediums. If he doesn't take damage, I reckon PSI Legends could be here and he'd probably still win. Why it takes so long in the formation lap? I don't know. Alright, we're almost underway here. We see the pink front wing of Dean Phelan. So let's see what these guys are going to bring to us in this race. We'll go a bit further back so we can see the full grid. So we'll get rid of that. Let's see what these guys can do for us, as the lights are probably going to be glitched again. Why is it showing me this camera angle? We'll watch from here. We've got 5 red lights, but normally it's pretty glitched. We'll have to wait for the engines to start firing up. Engines are fired up. Let's see this race start. What's going to happen? Come on, clean turn one. And we are lights out and away we go. Dean Phelan gets away really well in P3 of Jonathan Cox. Like I said, in P3 always gets away well here in USA. Going down the inside now to Jonathan Cox and takes the lead of the Grand Prix. Dean Phelan going wide, and a little bit of an incident there in turn one from the Williams there. Not sure what happened a little bit further back. There was a little bit of damage, and Humble Hippo's gone into the wall, and that is Bosco man into the wall. So the top guys did get away cleanly, but it's a safety car on turn one. Oh, that wasn't as much damage as we saw in Tier 2 yesterday, and we didn't get a safety car in that, but now, when there's less damage, we do get a safety car, so that's a little bit confusing what happens there. I don't know why these guys are going so slow. It might be the overtake thing. But it's a safety car on turn one, and like I said, P3 on this track always gets away well. Always. And Jonathan Cox has just shown us that going into P1 after turn one. Everyone's still in the race, which we like to see as well. No one retired as of yet. Did look like Humble Hippo just went into the side of Bosco here and there. I'm not sure if he was hit or something. But this safety car is definitely going to change things up with strategies and stuff like that. If some people have taken damage, I did see a few end plates flying here and there, so we'll have to wait to see that in a few moments' time. There's a predicted pit stop strategies again, so lap 9 to 11 we're going to see the soft runners, 8 to 11 the soft runners as well, for the two-stop strategy as well. But most drivers on, actually it's pretty even to be honest, pretty even. 3, 5, 7, it's 11 on the soft, 9 on the medium. People are going to try stuff, obviously things differently, because they need the points. It's the final races of the season. We're going to have to see different things for people to score points. So it's Beck 9000 into the pits. I'm not sure if he had front wing damage. Big lock up into the pit lane. Maybe a drive-through penalty. I'm not sure. Penalties? No, just a Guapo and Beck 9000 with a 5-second penalty there. He might have taken damage. On that one, a few drivers now entering the pits as they stop there. So we've seen 3 drivers in the pits: Super Steve, Beck, and Bosco here in the pits at the moment. Bosco getting the pit lane penalty as well. But the guys bunched up behind the safety. Now, apologies to Dean Field in turn 1. That's right, no worries, Jonathan. Good overtake, by the way. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting restart from the guys. So let's see what happens in this one. Let's see what's coming out of the paddock. No one's really talking in the paddock. But good getaway from Jonathan. Like I said, P3 always on this track gets away well, and he showed us exactly that, going straight past Matt Nathan in the first turn. Matt Nathan, to be honest, has done well, decently short from the medium run up to turn 1. So I don't know.
Okay, you've had wing damage. This will be a major performance impact unless you box for a new one. A new strategy is available on the MFD.
Tyres to get away. Well, those medium tyres is still good. Only to lose that one position is still a good start from him. So being P2
confirmed.
on those medium tyres, he's probably in a good position for the race. But Jonathan Cox in clear air, obviously, is going to want to take the fight out to Dean Phelan and show his pace out in front once we do get restarted. After this safety car, probably at about lap 4. But we'll wait and see what happens with this safety car. This race is going to be an interesting end to this race with these different strategies like we saw in Tier 2 yesterday come play, but also the penalties that we do see come into play in USA as well are normally quite different compared to normal tracks because it's so open with invalidations of lap times and exceeding track limits pretty frequently on your lap around USA. So yeah, we'll see that come pretty frequently in these laps around USA. I didn't see the message. Seems like Humble having a shit. Well, yeah, I think he did have damage with Bosco and RR3 Chartman. It just dropped positions. Pit lane for RR3 Chartman. I'm not sure why he went in so late. Hit his front wing, maybe. Wait and see. Yes, yeah, front wing damage. Not sure why he put it so late though. But safety car probably in not this lap, next lap maybe. Hopefully this lap. Hopefully get started as soon as possible. But we'll have to wait and see this very shortly. The longer this safety car is out though, the longer these guys are going to be able to stretch out their strategies. So the longer they're on the newer soft tyres, the more chance they have having a one-stop strategy. And we did see it yesterday from Piers Allergen starting on the medium tyre, went out for I think he made maybe 15 or 16 laps and went on to the soft. So a one-stop strategy from medium to soft is possible. So people like Super C, Beck, RC7, SpongeBob, Remy J, Capchan, Quacko, B Robbie, Mad Nathan, all can probably stretch it out after the safety car to lap 16, maybe 16, 17, and then go straight to the soft. humble contact. Okay, thank you very much. That probably explains it. R3 Chartman onto the soft tyre now, so he'll look to stretch that out to about lap maybe 13, 14, 15 if you can, and then onto the medium tyre. If you can, say to cut in this lap, which makes it interesting. Cox's going to hold up the pack as much as possible, and Dean Phelan's going to look to get onto the back of him, overtake on Rich Fuel on the straight if he can, and get the overtake done as soon as possible, get into clean air, because clean air is a lot in this track, but as soon as DRS comes into play, Jonathan Cox is going to struggle to keep Dean Phelan behind. Two DRS zones that are very deadly. Anyway, I'm not sure if you send me a final results. I'd be really curious in the morning. I probably won't remember, but I'll remember. Have a good night. Good recovery yesterday as well, by the way. Alright, Jonathan Cox holding up the pack now, so let's see what he can produce in this restart. Coming to the final turn now, and he's away, and we are green flag racing, and away we go. Jonathan Cox gets away pretty slowly off the line. Dean Phelan right in the back of him, looking to make as much time on this straight as possible. Maybe looking to get the overtake done on turn 1, goes down the inside, but comes back straight behind to stay recovery and to get back to him later on in the race. Good drivers looking like they're getting away well from these turns, and overtake done for Humble Hippo on Loaded Storm. As we go a little bit down the track, and the pass has had a little bit of a stuff up there. Bosco, Citrusy, and R3 Chartman just on the back there, holding up the pack. All three reserves, Bosco, Citrusy, and Chartman. Humble Hippo's dropped down a fair few positions. Not sure what happened there. Now, Humble Hippo next to P20. But a good getaway from Jonathan Cox now in the lead by over a second, so DRS is not an issue for him at the moment. Yellow flag in sector 2. It has been incident. SpongeBob is out of the race. The yellow flag in sector 2. Not sure what happened there, but SpongeBob is out of the race. Not sure if he span or if there was damage. Looks like there might have been some damage because there is a pretty big gap. Not sure. We'll have to wait to see that. Safety car. And it's a full course caution safety car again. Not what we like to see in this race, but it's SpongeBob out of the race there. Probably see something coming out of the paddock shortly about what happened. Weird safety car getaway for a few of those drivers. A few overtakes happening at turn 1 straight away. So Jonathan Cox got away well though, second in the lead already after that. So it didn't look like he got away well off the final turn, but the pace he showed after that was impeccable and was a second ahead already at turn 11. So he's got the pace like we've seen, and then Jonathan Cox has dipped into the pits, I think. No, Dean Phelan has gone into the pits. Wise move from him. So let's see what tyres come on from him. A few drivers decided to good. Resley Ammo, switching short markers into the pits, Loaded Storm into the pits. A new front wing for Dean Phelan. So not sure what happened there. Maybe a collision with Jonathan Cox on the restart. Onto the medium tyre for Dean Phelan. So he'll have to probably stop again after that as well. That's probably stuffed up his race a little bit, that damage, but safety car's going to bunch up the pack a little bit anyway. Humble Hippo's gone on to the hards, Loaded Storm onto the mediums. And it's Jonathan Cox still in the lead. Mad Nathan in P2, it's SpongeBob, the only retirement of the race so far in this run. So let's follow on with Jonathan Cox as we take a short break in this one for the safety car. I'll be back shortly for the restart. Don't go anywhere. An interesting, awesome race coming to you from Tier 1 ARG Racing very shortly. Don't go anywhere. back here, ladies and gentlemen, shortly for the safety car restart. I'm not sure what's going on here with the two AlphaTauris looking like they're overtaking each other under the safety car, so I'm not sure what's going on. Keys says, come on Nathan for the win. He's on a good strategy, so yeah, everything's possible. Thank you for the follow as well, Sock Keys. Really appreciate it. But yeah, he's on a good strategy. It looks like he can be competitive in this race. We can see it in Tier 2 last night. The one-stop strategy from medium to soft is very competitive, and especially with his two safety cars now, he can stretch this one out to probably even lap 17, 18 maybe on these medium tyres, and then you have those softs on for about 10 laps, maybe even longer if you can get that strategy out for a little bit longer and be faster on those softs. So a lot of front wing damage going on now, so I'm not sure what's going on. A lot of people entering the pits. Most people, I would say, pitted now, from 11th all the way down to 19th, have all pitted now. Beck pitting 2 times, so after a great qualifying, he had now having to pit 2 times, so he's currently sitting last. So he won't like to see that. Yeah, so this safety car restart's going to be a little different with a few drivers that were at the front 14 field and Beck 9000. At the back, short markers at the back as well, Rezema at the back. But yeah, let's see what happens on this safety car restart. Both the Ferraris doing some good stuff there. P1 and P3, so their strategies look like they're panning out well. But it's a long race, everything can change, and we always see that it's always changing when the strategies are going to be different like this. So we'll follow on board with Jonathan, and we'll be away shortly from this safety car, hopefully. Maybe this lap or next, but we'll see that come into play shortly. Very soon. Mad Nathan, yeah, he's going for the win. He's going for the win. It's looking like he's good confidence here. Safety car in this lap, so let's go. We are racing very shortly in this USA Grand Prix Tier 1 ARG racing action. Welcome on into the stream, everyone. If you haven't already, please chuck us a follow. Would be greatly appreciated. We're here for Tier 1 action, 8 AM AEST. Well, I wouldn't say here, but streamed every week. Yeah, 8 AM AEST for ARG racing Tier 1. Probably from now on it will be here. So Tier 1 and Tier 2 plates on ARG Racing Network. So if you can, please chuck us a follow. Would be greatly appreciated. Safety car coming in now, so let's see what is happening in this one as Jonathan Cox comes to the end of his lap and gets away well now, and Mad Nathan on the back of Jonathan Cox, already behind is Midas Mella on those soft tyres. He'll look to capitalise on those softs compared to Mad Nathan being on those mediums. Power Grim Reaper looking like he's dropped a fair few positions into the pits, so he has no damages into the pits. Jonathan Cox in the lead now, 6 sets the gap there as he opens up the gap to Mad Nathan behind on those medium tyres. Midas Mella on the back of Mad Nathan looking to capitalise on being on those soft tyres and the medium tyres of Mad Nathan in front. And look at that, he's on the back of him, closing up every second. Those medium tyres are going to struggle as they're not warm enough yet. So Midas Mella on the back of him now, coming up to the DRS straight, will look to capitalise on it. Coming into his turn 10, flat out turn here, turn 11, big heavy braking zone, look to get away well from it and use the DRS straight, the massive straight that we have here, to get away well and a good exit. Hopefully an overtake on Mad Nathan. A few overtakes happening down the board, down the order. People get away well from turn 11. A few overtakes happening there. Rezema gets away from that turn, a little bit wobbly as on the back of his RS3 Chartman. Lotus Storm gets the overtake done on Deep Peel, and the Deep Peel is on the back of him, looking to get that overtake done back on the inside down on turn 12. On the back of him now is they go wheel to wheel, they touch as well. Going wheel to wheel down on the inside, Deep Peel, and on the inside of Lotus Storm. Locks up a little bit, but does the overtake on Lotus Storm and gets it done. Lotus Storm maybe looking to go back on him on the inside as they almost clash there. Good clean racing there from the lads as they keep each other room as they have collided there. Deep Filler has gone into Lotus Storm, and that looked like he almost cut him off. That could have been a lot of damage there. Midas into P2, and Mad Nathan has dropped into P5, so not sure what happened there. Those medium tyres must be struggling a lot. V-Robbie into P4, as you see Jonathan Cox coming across the line with 1:34.6, the fastest lap of the race so far. But the lead now, 1.8 seconds, both Ferraris 1-2, so good performance from them so far. The gaps consistently short through the pack, as Power Grim Reaper a little bit further back after the pit stop on the last lap of the safety car. But the guys, a good getaway from turn 1, a few overtakes there, changing up that race altogether. As a few drivers now, the gap starting to open up a little bit, but a few overtakes starting to get a little bit closer than they were before, and hopefully DRS will change that in the next lap after. safety car has been in. The third lap DRS will become active for these drivers. And Dean Field now on the back of RR3 Chartman will look to capitalise on this. He is on the medium tyres, although RR3 Chapman is on the softs, locks up into turn 12 there, goes all the way out on the outside, and RR3 Chapman pushes him all the way out. He's on the soft tyres, so he's going to be faster. Right, Dean Field is going to look to use overtake and try to get down back on the inside of RR3 Chapman with the late break into turn 12. Goes down the inside, going to be another lock-up for him, yes it is. And the overtake done on RR3 Chapman to Dean Field, and a good getaway there from that turn for Dean Field. Allowed him to that overtake short mark to find the next enemy for Dean Field. As Jonathan Cox still in the lead of this race. But let's see. Let's see what he can pull out of this one. The only retirement so far is SpongeBob. So let's see how this is happening here for Jonathan Cox in the lead. He's doing some good stuff out in front. 8 lap old softs now, so he'll look to stretch that out to lap 12 or 13 now that the safety car has been in for a while, and probably look to either go on hards or maybe stretch out the medium compounded tyre. Not sure if the strategy did say medium, so I'm not sure if he will be able to go on mediums. Probably will have to go on the hards. So will Midas and so will Guapo. So these strategies are going to be different. It's going to affect the points today and the points that people are going to score. But Jonathan Cox still going to have to out-qualify. V-Robbie's going to still have to outscore Jonathan Cox by 20 points to secure the championship for himself. So I don't think that's going to happen today. But 3 weeks ago, after this in the championship, it's all going to come down to on the last races for the midfield battle. But it could be all over today or next week. Or V-Robbie does have a few struggle races. It could be down to the last race. We have to wait and see. 2.6 seconds the gap now between both Ferrari down in front. So Jonathan Cox looking like he's getting away well from these turns as the AlphaTauri gets overtaken on Super Steve in that turn there. As new drivers going through that turn a little bit dirty as Beck has contact with RR3 Chartman. RR3 Chartman dropping for a few positions, getting overtaken third. A little bit of a collision there, not sure what happened there. Overtake on for RR3 Chartman, a lock up for Beck 1000. And a few gaps starting to open up now as the field starts to stretch out a little bit. But Mad Nathan on the back of a Guapo as well looked to use DRS, even though it's on those medium tyres, so overtake is possible. We saw it from the field a couple of laps ago. DRS open now for Mad Nathan. Let's see what he can pull out of this one. Turn 1 now. He'll back out. He won't try the overtake. Goes a little bit wide because he was very close to the back end to pull out there. Everyone's starting, like I said, the gap starting to open up. Vicky and Bosco Gohan has spun. Bosco Gohan is into the wall. Saw that perfectly. It's gone straight into the wall. He doesn't want to come onto the track now and cause damage, so he'll come onto the track now quickly before another car comes. Gets out of the way. It's good. Well done, Bosco Gohan. And he's gone from 8th to last. So that's very unlucky from Bosco Gohan. 3 seconds now the gap out from the two Ferraris. So Jonathan Cox showing us the pace he has. We'll go aboard now Mad Nathan and he's on the back of a Guapo. Hopefully the DRS will give him the opportunity for an overtake. A yellow flag in sector 2, and that is Humble Hippo. And it's either, I think it might be a spin. Mad Nathan getting onto the back of a Guapo. Guapo goes down the inside and now pulls out. Mad Nathan goes down the inside. Doesn't get the overtake done. It was a little bit, he was a bit scared to do the overtake there. And Dean Phelan goes past RC7. Overtake done there. Lockups in that turn come very frequently as well. We said that lockups are going wide after turn 12 are very common in this race. So you see that very frequently coming into turn 11. That will slow you down just a little bit as these guys start to enter sort of the pit stage process, but they're going to be able to stretch it out because of the 2 safety cars that we saw. So we'll see that come into play shortly, and the strategy starting to change up a little bit as well. 3.8 seconds now the gap, so it looks like he's just stretching it out lap by lap. Is Jonathan Cox on board now with R37 and Short Marcus looking for an overtake down on turn 1. Pit window open as you just saw it just then. Humble Hippo just having a little bit of a struggle race today. RC7 struggle out of turn 1. Short Marcus will look to get back on him now. As Beck 9000 wheels wheel and they go into each other, and Short Marcus has damage. So I don't think he saw him there. Short Marcus into the wall, I'm pretty sure it is. That's damage for Short Marcus. He did amazing qualifying and now just struggling a bit down in P15. He's already pitted as well, so that's unlucky for Short Marcus. Legend Motorsport Tigers is obviously not going to be able to fight against him. Unlucky for him, unlucky race for him. Bosco and Humble Hippo into the pits after both the incidents on that lap into the wall and a spin for Humble Hippo. Let's see if we can get any overtakes on camera now as R03 Chartman on the back of Super C will look to capitalise on being on their soft tyres compared to the mediums, going almost wheel to wheel now behind, leading into the Super going wheel to wheel now, looking to break down the inside. Is R03 Chartman, Super C on the outside, and Super C makes contact with him, doesn't really leave any room. Super C really just shuts the door on him and makes some contact. Not sure if he did take damage, looks like he hasn't. Go on board with Super C maybe. Might be able to see that too far away. It doesn't look like he has damage, lucky. The gap now between Aguapo also opening up and Midas Mello at 4 seconds now. Starting to open up, and like I said, the pit stop strategies are going to come in very, very shortly for these soft tyre runners out in front. They will look to stretch it out though, they will look to stretch out the strategy as much as possible. Medium tyre runners, now the pit window's open, I think they will be able to stretch that out a lot more than because it's not necessary as of yet because of the two safety cars. Robbie gets the overtake done on Capitan. Back on Capitan going into turn 11 now, all the way on the outside, and V-Robbie on the hards, I'm pretty sure, is it? No, mediums. So both on mediums, and it's a spin for V-Robbie. I think that was that his end plate? I didn't see who collided there. Is it his end plate, V-Robbie, or the one in front? Can't see. Oh yes, it is V-Robbie's end plate. And he's pitted, I believe, as well. So detail stops. No, V-Robbie hasn't pitted, so lucky. He'll pit probably now for hards if he can. Look to stretch that out to the end because the end plate being off is definitely going to slow him down. Let's see if he does into the pits. Gogo says Humble, yeah, he's just having a struggle race. Just as V-Robbie enters the pits now without that end plate, so good choice from him as he enters the pits. Jonathan Cox in the lead now, 4.8 seconds. Still the gap between Mad Nathan and Midas Mello, 5 seconds as well. Guapo did lose out the position to Mad Nathan, so he'll look to get back on him, and he's on the soft tyres as well, so he will be faster. The soft Robbie is pushing him down time to chart as well. But these soft tyre runners will start to come in shortly. Even though the tyres are going to be stretched out a little bit due to the safety cars, it's still going to be, the strategies are going to change up this race a lot, as these drivers coming through sector 1, most of them now. 3-second time penalty. Let's have a look at the penalties so far. In this race, R03 Charmer with 10-second penalties, a few drivers with 3, a few with 9, Mad Nathan with 9 seconds in penalties, so that's been affecting a lot. It's SpongeBob, the only retirement of the race so far. I'm not sure what happened with him, we didn't catch that one on, but it did cause a safety car. The half going down the inside of Quacker on Guapo doesn't get the overtake done. Rez doing well on hards. Rez there, but yes, he is doing well on hards actually. Don't think he'll be able to stretch it out though. 7, maybe might be able to stretch it out, probably not. Yellow flag, sector 3, not sure what that's for. As you say, I think it was Rez Liamo, lost his front wing. I think as you said it, Crown Dog. No, it's not. I thought I saw no front wing on him. That's just a beautiful view. These cars going flat out through 18, isn't it? Just a beautiful view to see. But still, Jonathan Cox in the lead, 4.9 seconds now. Romy J into the pits, one of the first medium tyre runners into the pits. So the strategy from mediums probably didn't suit Romy J because the soft tyre runners was still going. So he could have stretched that out a lot longer, I believe, because Jonathan Cox and Midas Mello all on the soft 13 lap holds, they're stretching out their strategies a lot longer, and they're really not losing time at all. They're actually gaining time. Midas Mello losing. Not really losing time at all. Jonathan may be losing about half a tenth a lap, but that's not really going to affect him. The gap, probably closest gap on track at the moment. RC7 on the back of Super C on the back of RC7. But like I said before, a lot of these guys they're betting on their strategies working, because the penalties and the strategies in this race are just going to affect everything. It's not just going to be all down to race pace. There's a lot of penalties that are given in this race, like we saw in Tier 2 last night, change up the 30s a lot. But the pure pace from Jonathan Cox isn't going to stop him from showing us that he can get that championship from V Robbie. V Robbie down now in P14 after that collision. Not sure what happened with him. But like we said, V Robbie does have to outpace Jonathan Cox by 20 points to win the championship today. But I don't think that's looking like it will happen today. So Jonathan Cox still not in the pits. Midas Mello into the pits, the first soft tyre runner from the start into the pits. A yellow flag in sector 3. I think that even might be Big Robbie again. No, it's a spin from RR3 Chartman. It's pretty common a spin in that turn. Aguapo now back on the back of RR3 Chartman down the inside. I'm not sure if RR3 Chartman took damage. No, he hasn't. But 10 lap old soft still have to pit again as well. Midas Mello into the pits, comes out in P9. B Robbie with the fastest lap and a brand new soft as well. Jonathan Cox will not be concerned of the undercut from Midas, but he'll need to surely make a pit stop very soon and stretch out that medium tyre. As you can see, everyone else has started on the mediums. Man, Nathan Becker at only 14 lap old medium, so Jonathan Cox will have plenty of laps left to keep that medium tyre at a reasonable percentage there, and still be quick towards the end of the race, not losing out too much time for them big old. But these tyres now starting to wear out a lot for these softs. Even these mediums are starting to get a little bit to the old side as well, so they'll probably have to pit around 17 probably, lap 17, 18 for the medium runners, and go straight to the softs. And I said it before, the medium soft strategy looked pretty good before the race, but Jonathan Cox is showing the pace that he has. Looks like softer medium, it's a little bit quicker. Because he did gamble on those safety cars. If there wasn't any safety cars, he probably would have had to pit a lot earlier. But we've seen Jonathan Cox into the pits now, so let's see the gap now. If he comes out behind Mad Nathan, he probably will come out behind Mad Nathan. If he comes out in traffic, that's going to be his only issue though, and Mad Nathan will hope he does. He'll probably come out in that little gap maybe between the Racing Point, the Alpha Tauri. Have a look. No, he'll come out between the Alpha Tauris. Oh, coming to turn on that one damage there. Oh, that's lucky. Comes out in front of Red Lero, so he'll have clean air there, which is lucky. Oh, jeez. But Mad Nathan now in the lead, 1.7 seconds to get to Quacko. 15 lap old medium still have to pit, as well as Quacko. But all these guys in front of Jonathan Cox now will have to pit before the end of the race. 12 laps left on this Grand Prix for USA Tier 1 AIG Racing. It's going to be all down to the strategies, like I said. And Jonathan Cox looks like he's got it on point. Midas Mello looking like he's got it on point as well. But the only issue for Midas Mello is that Beck in front isn't going to have to pit again. But he's got past him. There you go. And Ridley Amo probably will have to pit again, actually. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. If he can stretch it out, that'd be a good strategy from him. And it'd be a good finish from him as well, doing very well on the hard tyre there. So, yeah, we'll just have to wait to see what happens later on in this race with penalties. Go across the penalties, see what these guys. Matt Nathan with 9 seconds in the penalties still. Deep Field and Captain with 3. Beck with 9. Austin 7 with 3. A few other drivers with 3, 9, and 8. So yeah, so one retirement so far this race, which was fun. We didn't catch up what happened, but yeah, it's gonna take a lot of different strategies to change up the race there. And we've seen Mad Nathan coming to the pits, and he's dropping down the timing charts massively. Onto the soft tyre is Mad Nathan. So he's looked to do the overcut on Quacker Oat to make sure that gap has stayed as far open as possible. Quacker Oat with a good race so far in this race in USA here, as he's almost had a spin there on all the tyres. Dean Phelan got past. Dean Phelan in the lead now. What tyres is Dean Phelan on? 11 lap old mediums. Would he be able to go to the end? Probably not. But if he wants any chance of winning, he'll probably have to go to the end of those tyres. 22 lap old mediums if he does go to the end. But we have just seen Quacker Oat 16 lap old mediums. He struggles a little bit. So yeah, we'll see see these strategies coming into play a little bit later in the race as Jonathan Fox passes Capitan in this one, going a little bit wide in that one. Capitan gets back past him, and this is not what Jonathan Cox wants, because this is holding him up from being in clean air and getting away well, because while he's doing that, Midas Mella down behind is a little bit further back, so he's got a little bit of clean air, but he'll look to get back on the overtake of Red Down as soon as possible, and catch up to that battle between Capitan and Jonathan Cox as well, and give him a chance of winning today's race. Dean Phelan now in ahead, 1.4 seconds in the lead, 11 lap on mediums for him. Jonathan Cox gets the overtake done, and Capitan obviously hits. So Jonathan Cox back in P3 now as Capitan dropping the positions through to a pit stop. Red Diamo on the 12 lap old cards. Not sure if he'll be able to go to the end. I doubt it, but B Robbie now back into P7, and the more points he scores today, the more harder it's going to be for Jonathan Cox to win the championship. So if things stay like this, it'll come down to probably next race. If B Robbie can win the race, if he can score some good points, he'll win the championship. But Jonathan Cox does have a retirement or something, it's going to change things up massively, and B Robbie gets past Beck, has had a little bit of a stuff up there on those 11 lap old cards. 17 lap old mediums for RT7 as well as Quacko, so they'll be heading into the pits very shortly. Dean Phelan now opening up the gap to 2.3 seconds. Jonathan Cox getting past Quacko on those newer medium compound old tyre. And these strategies are just going to be changed up now. Like I said, the safety car did change up a lot of things with the strategies, as the soft tyre runners were able to stretch that out as long as possible. But Jonathan Cox, I think I spoke about it at the start, and I said it, the person that starts in third has a very good getaway always, and he showed us that straight from the start. I said the person that starts in third always gets away well. We saw it in 2019 here. As well as in Tier 2 last night. Person in P3 always gets away well. He got that done on turn 1 and was in the lead by 5 seconds before the pit stop. So he showed us some good pace today. And yeah, so he's gonna win this Grand Prix if things stay like this. But Dean Phelan is not going to give up. He's going to try push the strategy if he wants to. He can try push the strategy as much as possible and try to maximise his points, because if he does bid, he's going to drop down all the way to P probably 7-9, somewhere around there, probably even more maybe. So it's dated to pit at this current moment in the race, but we'll see what happens a little bit later. There's a spin in Sector 3, I think it was, for an Alfa Romeo of RO3 Chartmate. So that's the second time RO3 Chartmate has fared on that same turn. So it's a bit of a struggle race for him, but he'll look to maximise the points or the speed that he's got in the Alfa Romeo as much as possible before the end of this race, and he enters the pits again. Pit stops that have come into play so far, everyone has pitted at least once, and a few drivers twice. RO3 Chartman has retired in the pits. He's had enough of today's race. Humble Hippo now last on the timing sheets in P18. 2 DNFs in today's race. SpongeBob having a spin out, I'm pretty sure. We didn't catch that one on camera, but RO3 Chartman retirement in the pits just now, and he has come out on track. Why does he do that? RO3 Chartman has come out back on track, I'm pretty sure, so that's going to be very annoying for those guys trying to overtake him. So yeah, Jonathan Cox now in the lead, getting the overtake done on Dean Phelan as he's pitted. Let's see where Dean Phelan will come out, because we probably, given that the gaps are starting to open up, might be able to put him out in a gap. And he's put the wet tyres on. Dean Phelan has put the wet tyres on. I don't know why. Is it going to rain? Is he trying to do a strategy that is going to change up the race? I don't think so. I think he's just stuffed up. Let's see as he comes, he's stopped on track. What is going on? And Short Marcus, a retirement. Not sure what happened there. He's retired in the pits as well. Okay, so Dean, yeah, he put the wets on. I'm not sure. I don't know. Don't know if he meant that. Don't know if he's trying to get ahead of a strategy or something. I think he thinks his race might be over. I don't know. I have no idea. It's another retirement in the pit lane. It's Short Marcus. Oh my days. Oh, 15. Oh, as you message. Did you mean to put wets on? Oh, no, you're racing. Just racing. Oh, no, you're in the middle of the track. Jonathan Cox now in the lead, 5.5 seconds. So he retained that gap he did before the pit stop. He'll look to retain that before the end of the race as well. Gergo's my co-commentator. Surely you jump in the booth for the end of the race. Surely. As the two Mercedes, two Ferraris in the top two. We haven't seen this yet. I potentially think this might even be the first 1-2 in this season, to be honest. Maybe even, yeah. I don't know. I don't think I've seen a 1-2 before in ARG. Ah, boom, Gergo, boom. Pitting for Beck 9000 off those hard tyres. Another interesting strategy that's going to come into play is Resley Ammo on those hard tyres. So he's on those tyres that are 15 lap olds hard, people sleeping. Yeah, I've got people sleeping too. Yeah, the strategy that Resley Ammo is on those hards is going to change things up. V-Robbie now going to try to get the overtake done on those soft tyres. So he goes almost into the back of him. He's almost spun. V-Robbie very aggressive on the acceleration there. Almost had a spin there, and also taking Resley Ammo with him. No, I had soft pick, bro. Sure. V-Robbie now trying to get that overtake done on Resley Ammo. Resley Ammo, like I said, 15 lap old hards. He wants to stretch this out because if he does pit, he's going to drop down pretty far in the standings, and Dean Phelan himself has retired from the session in the pit lane for the wet tyres. Did see that in qualifying yesterday from US3T Fishing on the intermediate for qualifying. And a spin for Resley Ammo. Just spoke about him, and that is a spin. So that's a massive change to the race for his race. He could have probably tried to stretch that out, only 6 more laps, but the hard tyre is probably struggling towards the end of this one. Especially now that he's got the soft tyre runners of Capitano and Krakow on the back of him, trying to capitalise on those brand new soft tyres. Resley Ammo P4, V-Robbie has had to pit, ladies and gentlemen. He has had to pit. Not sure why, maybe go for the fastest lap. No, he had front wing damage, that's right. In P7 now, is Zagraffa going to get past him? No, he's not. But V-Robbie is now going to probably get the fastest lap as well, which is going to change up the... even 1 point, it's going to change up the championship standings, like I said to you guys before the race. It's all to play for now, especially in these last races. Even though the gap's pretty big, a few races that V-Robbie does stuff up like this, he hasn't probably got the maximum that he was hoping for out of this race. He's going to try and get as many points as he can, including the fastest lap, because it's going to change up things towards the end. But 6 laps left of this Grand Prix, 5 lap old mediums for Jonathan Cox, take them all the way to the end of the Grand Prix, and looks like he's going to take this one home. But the front 1-2 for the Ferrari boys. Crown Dog, unlucky Dean for wet tyres. Yeah, unlucky. He's going to bring it home for these 2 Ferrari guys. So good performance from Ferrari today. The driver's standing, constructor standing. So Renault in the lead, were in the lead. And nowhere to be seen in the top 10 at this current moment. It's Vanderbilt and Short Mark, both retirements are both Renaults, and they're in the lead of this constructor standing. So that's going to affect the constructor standing, and Mercedes being a P2. V-Robbie's going to look to capitalise on that as well. So anything he gets out of today is going to help him. So we're going to see that come into play a little bit later as Jonathan Cox going through the S's here in sector 1. In this race, Remy J getting the overtake done on a Guapo in the final turn. Rez will drop 2 places at least if he doesn't pit. Where is he? Oh, he's 4th, yeah. Yeah, he will, because the soft tyre runners behind him are going to look to capitalise on it. We'll follow on board with Capitan. Let's see if we can get an overtake done. Hopefully not, because we want Rez to get a good performance out of today's race. But I think Mad Nathan, 7/10 behind Midas Mellon now, is going to look to capitalise on the good start he had and the good strategy that he had and get onto the back of Midas Mellon as soon as possible. And if Jonathan Cox doesn't have a penalty, I'm not aware, no he doesn't. Oh, Mad Nathan has penalties anyway. So he'll look to just capitalise and get the pace out in front as much as possible as Capitan gets past Resley Ammo. miss that overtake. And it goes into the back, does Quacko into Resley Ammo, and that's two overtakes in the same turn for Resley Ammo, and that's probably front wing damage for Resley Ammo as well, going down the inside. No, it's not. Hasn't got any damage, and it's a great overtake from there for Quacko, doing the switcheroo. But yeah, it's a bit unlucky for Resley Ammo. Two overtakes there. 6th place for him now. 3 seconds behind is B-Robbie of those U-Soft, so that's probably a little bit of danger for Resley Ammo as well, because he's on those really old hard tyres. So he'll look to stretch this strategy out as much as possible, but still hold that pace as well. So it's going to be tough for him towards the end of this Grand Prix. I'd love to see what his percentages of tyres are at the end of the race as well. That'd be pretty interesting to see. As for retirements of this Grand Prix, in the last probably 5 to 6 laps, we've had 3. Only one for the first half and a bit, which was SpongeBob with the spin out in the end of Sector 1 in Turn 9. But yeah, it's a struggle race for a fair few of these drivers. Humble Hippo just consistently struggling throughout the race. Super Steve just struggling a little bit through this race. Boss Gohan doing well, but just had a spin in that first turn with some tyres that I think were a little bit on the newer side, which was a bit sad for him, because he probably could have stretched that strategy out and done really well. He was in P8. Aguapo did well in qualifying, now in P12. Beck did well in qualifying, now in P11. Yeah, and these guys, just struggling a little bit. V-Robbie had a terrible Q3 qualifying in P10, so he's capitalised as much as possible on that, and he's already caught up almost 3 seconds, so dropping back a bit now, 2 seconds now on Resley Ammo in the last and a half when we're speaking, and it's a safety car. That is a safety car for the retirement of Boss Gohan. Not sure what happened. I didn't even see that notification come up, to be honest. But it's a retirement for Boss Gohan, the Mercedes, and that is a full caution safety car. So Jonathan Cox is going to bring it home under safety car. But the thing that's going to be angry for most of these drivers is that this is going to bring the pack closer. Matt Dathan was probably looking at a P, maybe 3 or 4 without that, but he's now into 12 second in penalties. He's going to drop down even more places after the safety car especially. So that's not what he wants to see, but a lot of these drivers with 12 second penalties and 6 second penalties and 9 second penalties, and we spoke about it before. USA Grand Prix does bring out a lot of penalties from the drivers here. A few messages coming out of the paddocks. We'll have a quick look at that, seeing what the guys are saying. A few reports from Tier 2. Just a few messages from Dean Phelan, but nothing really coming out of the paddock. 5 retirements from this race. Safety car in lap 25. Guys will look to nurse at home. Jonathan Cox will look to bring it home under probably lap 27 for the last 2 laps of the Grand Prix. But Capitan in P2 with 6 second penalties at the moment. He'll be happy with that performance. Quacker Oak will probably move into P2. He'll be thrilled with that performance. And someone that will be happy with the race today will be Robbie, jumping up 5 positions from his bit of a stuff up in Q3. Not sure what happened there with a few invalidated lap times. We did see a lot of invalidated lap times in today's qualifying as well. So let's just see what happens towards the end of this race. Jonathan Cox in the lead. Midas Mallet now dropped to P7 after being a front 1-2 for the Ferrari boys. Power Grim Reefer in P8 with no penalties, so he'll probably jump up 2 places from the penalties of Midas and Mad Nathan. It's a good performance from him as well for the Red Bull boy there. But the drivers without the penalties were the ones I've been talking about all race. Cracker Oak, Jonathan Cox, Power Grim Reef I really didn't notice, to be honest, but those guys did notice actually the overtakes that he wasn't in before, Power Grim Reefer, but those guys are the guys that have been just driving consistent lap times. Jonathan Cox has consistently just been opening the gap. Cracker on those all the medium tyres, it's an amazing lap time. Safety car will probably go in and lap 27, I think they'll be out, it'll go out in the end of lap 26, so they'll be racing for 27 and 28, so this lap will be the final thing, I think. Yeah, but just consistent lap times. Jonathan Cox opening up the gap consistently. Quacker doing some consistent lap times. Some great racing with, I think it was Beck at the start. Someone who else was on a medium tyre. Matt Nathan with good fighting with Matt Nathan there, Quacker. But yeah, finish on the safety car. We'll have penalties and make big changes. Yeah, I think it was a bit early to finish on the safety car. I think it'll be in this lap, to be honest. But yeah, good performance from most of these drivers. Resley Ammo in P4, stretching out that hard tyre stint. But he will probably lose out to one of these guys, V Robbie being the one behind on those new softs, as well as Mad Nathan on those new softs. But the penalties will come into play anyway. So what's the penalties for V Robbie? 3 seconds as well. So safety car in this lap, like I said, thought it would go in the end of lap 26. So let's see what happens in this one as these guys finish up the last lap under qualifying. Jonathan Cox for the third restart of the race under the safety car. First one we see after turn 1 after no retirement, so we don't know what happened there. Safety car for no retirements or anything. But second one was the SpongeBob spin out, and the third one there was the Bosco hand spin out as well. So it's been a pretty decent race with a few very good overtakes from the lads, some good racing from the lads as well, some good pace shown. But let's see the getaway from Jonathan Cox. Let's see if he can get away well. It's a 5-second penalty for Resley Ammo. That's not going to help him in getting that place back. And it's a penalty for Quacker Oat as well in P3. So he won't jump that position. Jonathan Cox has gone and he's getting away well. We have green flag racing and away we go. Capitan in P2 looking to capitalise on being on those softs under 3-second penalty as well. He's behind him. He'll look to catch up as fast as possible. Quacker behind him will look to catch up as well. Red Ammo will try to defend against V Robbie, but it will be tough because he's on those new compound off tyre, so he already gets past. And Mad Nathan goes into the back of the Ammo as well. Ryan Smeller on that new set of softs will look to capitalise on those tyres as well. Calgary Reefer falls back a little bit, but still going to show us the pace he has as well with no penalties. We'll look to jump as many positions as possible. Rezdamo has dropped quite a fair few positions now into P7, and with that penalty he'll probably drop a few more now. Rezdamo with a little bit of a slip there. Calgary Reefer on the back of him as well as RC7 now on the back of Calgary Reefer, and this Darrow Straight is going to assist the Red Bull there in getting past him. So we'll go on board with Calgary Reefer here for an overtake past Rezdamo. Hopefully Rezdamo is able to defend it, but it's a spin for Loaded Storm. Oh, Beck, I'm pretty sure Beck, another spin. Not sure if it was damage. It's a retirement for Beck. Hopefully it's not another safety car. He's able to finish up the safety car, and Rezdamo is able to defend that position well. He'll have to open up the gap though if he wants to keep that thing. Rami J coming close now. Yeah, Rezdamo will have to open up that gap if he wants to keep the position for the outside that 5-second penalty after the incident on the safety car. A 3-second penalty for Mad Nathan. So Mad Nathan is going to drop quite a fair few positions. Down the inside goes Rami J and causes some almost some damage there. Rezdamo an overtake there. Puts his elbows out down the inside, takes the racing line. Almost an amazing overtake there from Rezdamo it was. Goes down the outside now, it does Calgary Reefer, gets the overtake done on Rezdamo. But these guys finishing off the race well. Jonathan Cox down in the lead by 1.6 seconds to the end of the last lap of the Grand Prix. Everyone still in the race apart from 6 drivers. It's SpongeBob, RO3 Chapman, Short Mark, Stephen Field and Bosco and Beck just the retirement just now. So nursing it home for the last lap of the Grand Prix is Jonathan Cox in this 11-lap old mediums. Let's see him bring it home shortly. Was a 1-2 from Midas Mella and on from Cox a while ago. But he did decide to pit, not sure why. Maybe just to get rid of a penalty and get on your soft, maybe try to pick up the fastest lap. But fastest lap at the moment is V Robbie on the new set of soft tyres. Not sure what's going on with my game at the moment. But it's still Jonathan Cox in the lead by 11 lap old mediums and by a distance of 2 seconds. So the pack has been squeezed up due to the safety car, but it's still been an amazing race from Jonathan Cox. I called it as well. Everyone that starts in P3 gets away well in USA all the time. We saw it from Just Jordan yesterday. We saw it in 2019 in Real F1. Passing turn 18 now, Jonathan Cox with an amazing getaway, stretching his soft tyre stint out. doing well on these medium tyres, coming home now, nursing at home with an amazing drive from Jonathan Cox. Jonathan Cox wins the USA Tier 1 Grand Prix here in ARG Racing. Capitan brings it home. V Robbie into P2, amazing finish from him. Quacker in P3, Capitan in P4, Mad Nathan P5, Remy J in P6, Humble Hippo moves into P6, Power Grim Reefer in P5, Mad Nathan in P7, sorry, RC7 in P8, Rez M in P9, and Remy J in P10. Midas just misses out in P11. Cracker Oat says, no, I should have P2 in the paddock. I think he would have been talking about the penalty from the incident on the safety car. Driver of the day, Power Grim Reefer. Yes, that's one of the driver of the day. Quacker Oat, I would say another driver of the day. V Robbie with an excellent performance as well, but you can't take it away from Jonathan Cox. An amazing performance from Jonathan Cox. A big